Tonight, Cairo 7 uncovered some tech workers are experimenting with LSD in the Puget Sound.
They're a little more creative, they have a little more energy.
They think it gives them an extra edge, but it's illegal and could be dangerous.
You're risking that.
Not knowing what it's going to do for you.
Not knowing what it's going to do for you.
Only Cairo 7 digs into the microdosing dangers. The trend is called microdosing because people are taking very small amounts of LSD. And hello again, I'm Steve Rabel.
And I'm Dave Wagner. Only Cairo 7's Allison Grandi talked with an expert at the University of Washington about its impact on the brain. Allison?
Dave, we also found a coach who actually teaches people how to take those small amounts of LSD. But while he offers advice, he makes his clients find their own drugs. LSD and high tech seem like opposites, but we discovered some workers are turning to the drug that hit a high in popularity in the 60s to increase their problem solving and creativity. Instead of a full dose, they're microdosing.
So microdosing is the act of consuming really low doses of psychedelics, usually on a 2-time per week basis for a period of 1 month to 2 months.
Paul Austin says he's done it, usually taking 1/10 of a normal dose.
I was looking for something that could help with creativity, that could help with entering a flow state, that could help with the process of building my business.
Now he's studying the impacts and making a business of helping others maximize their experience with a controlled substance.
You have the people who are, for example, running major tech corporations like Google or Amazon. You know, they're really interested in microdosing for creativity, to help with problem solving, to give them a little bit more energy. It's kind of to get another extra edge on what they're doing.
The popularity of LSD
help with entering a flow state, that could help with the process of building my business.
Now he's studying the impacts and making a business of helping others maximize their experience with a controlled substance.
You have the people who are, for example, running major tech corporations like Google or Amazon. You know, they're really interested in microdosing for creativity, to help with problem solving, to give them a little bit more energy. It's kind of to get another extra edge on what they're doing.
The popularity of LSD microdosing caught the attention of UW psychology professor Jaime Diaz.
There's the danger that someone's going to take too much LSD.
Diaz wrote the book on how drugs influence behavior and has been teaching at UW for 40 years.
But LSD itself has no lethality. You're already in micrograms. And so microdosing LSD is very difficult to do.
He's very interested in the science of what LSD does to the brain.
So not much of an LSD dose actually crosses into the brain. So you're dosing in micrograms. Not most of that is getting into the brain side. So this is amazing to me that just those few molecules can have this profound effect.
The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration says LSD is a Schedule I drug and is illegal regardless of the quantity. It simply has no accepted medical use and has a high potential for abuse.
Hey, how's it going?
Austin is not a doctor. He calls himself a coach. He's advertising his business, The Third Wave, to subscribers of Rolling Stone and other sites.
Let's first talk about these basics.
He says anyone with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, general anxiety, or color blindness should not microdose. To really know the benefit of LSD microdosing, Diaz says researchers need a scientific study.
Any drug that will increase our experience on this planet positively, I think is something that we should look into.
He says the information that's out there now hasn't taken into account the purity of the drug, the placebo effect, and a controlled environment. That's exactly what researchers at Johns Hopkins are doing now.
The thing with LSD, as with most of these hallucinogens, you can't take it back. Once you take it, you have to play out that ride.
Now, we found people in Seattle who are microdosing. They talked to me on the phone about it, but didn't want to risk doing an interview because it's illegal and they worried they could get fired. But I just talked to an artist this afternoon who told me that he uses it because it helps with his creativity when he's painting.
It really does make me feel old because this goes back to the time when I was in high school and college when this was really big. I had no idea that this was still out there, that this was something that people were still doing.
You know, when I talked with that professor, he said things just kind of are cyclical and they come back, and it's back.
And people better be very, very careful
Very.
if they're ever going to think about something like that.
Absolutely.
Amazing perspective on it, huh? Would you try LSD to try to stimulate your creative side at work, knowing the risks of it? Join the conversation on the Cairo 7 Facebook page.